Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday and it is a beautiful day. We received some rain last night. It was not as much as that's happening in Houston, but we did get some rain. It's just absolutely beautiful out there. As soon as I'm finished here, I'm going to go out and work in the yard, matter of fact. Today, I'm struggling a bit here, honestly. I've been thinking ever since last week, what is it we want to talk about? What is it I feel somebody would share? And I went through an exercise trying to figure out exactly what it is. And the only thing that came to me was to be open and honest. And so I'm here not knowing exactly which path we're going to go yet. But I am going to just trust and have faith there. And this goes back, maybe this is because of last week I talked about having faith. I talked about just trust and to believe in something greater than yourself. And when we express that gratitude, how the blessing comes. So that's exactly this test right here. As I'm sitting here talking, as I'm sitting here thinking about all the many things that are running through my brain, I want to talk about something specifically now called overwhelm. This is something I'm experiencing right now. Part of it is because my wife called me out on it. And, nobody likes to be told that what they're doing is either not good or somebody else doesn't like it or frustrated or any of that. Nobody likes that. Well, last night was one of those moments. My wife said, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I don't like what's going on with the yard. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. It was like a dagger to the heart. Because I've been doing a lot of hard work out there. I've been, putting in wood chips and trying to mulch the area. I built this wall that is a retaining wall so I could lift up and have a greater planting area and all of this, all these different things. I'm doing this thing called culture, and through this process, I admit it, our yard is a disaster. And she said, wise words, she said, get one thing completed before you start something else. That's wisdom right there. Frustration at the time, but wisdom. Because I find myself where this is how my brain thinks, okay? Just welcome to the inner brain of Tony. This is going to be kind of scary maybe, I don't know. But I have these wood chips brought in. I believe in organic gardening. And when I say organic gardening, I mean no chemical whatsoever. I don't even use any man-made fertilizers. I don't use anything that does not come from nature itself. And so I had the opportunity to get some wood chips. I get these wood chips, they come in, they bring in a pile. Well, they've been sitting there for quite a while because I've got my daughters, I help a coach with my daughter's softball team, my son's soccer games, my own life, just business and work, and with the chickens and getting things set up there better. And just, I really pile on a lot on my plate. Plus, we had 2 trees cut down. Now, don't freak out about the trees getting cut down. There's nasty elm trees that just leave your yard a mess, and birds build nests and they break and die. So they are not good. They're an invasive species. So I cut those down and I'm planting some new ones. But all that wood is out there stacked along the fence or stacked right here by the house or just all over the place. Then on top of that, like I said, I've got the wood chips, I got that, then I've got the chickens. And so this is how my brain works, is I want to move the wood chips to where I'm building the culture. Well, I just put a retaining wall there so that I could put the wood chips there. But by the process of putting the wood chips there, I had to lift up the sprinkler pipe, and then I had to dig down. And so all of these things just kept coming. And so it was like project after project after project after project. Then I have a friend call and say, hey, I've got these timbers, I've got this, do you want it? And I say, yeah. So I've got these timbers laying around, I've got these cinder blocks. So it's just kind of chaotic. And through that whole process, I find myself looking outside and going, what do I work on? And then I find myself doing this. Okay, what am I going to do? I find myself looking for excuses not to go out there to do this or that. You know, it's too hot, it's too this, it's too that. I look for things that I can focus other ways. Then when I start thinking about that, then I think about my office. Oh, my office is a disaster. I need to get it cleaned up. And then I think about our house. We have 9 people, well, now 8. My daughter's off at college, but we have 8 people in this house, and it's a small house, and there's stuff everywhere. There's always clutter. And it seems like as soon as we get it cleaned up, it's a mess again. And I'm just literally just going, ah! And there's been times that I reach my peak. I just go, okay. I just snap. Hold on, I'm going to turn on my air here. It's getting a little hot in here with the lights, but I find myself getting frustrated. I find myself getting easily agitated towards my children. They'll leave something and I'm like, who left this out? Who left this out? Ah! And I just want to grab it all and throw it in the trash or throw it outside. And then if I throw it outside, that makes it a bigger mess. And I just find myself overwhelmed. Completely overwhelmed and paralyzed. Absolutely stuck in a rut, paralyzed. Not wanting to do anything. And that's when I realized, Tony, you can't do this, man. You got to break out. And so, fortunately, I've been blessed with that ability just to go out and do it. And like I said this morning, after that talk last night, I just woke up this morning, I went out and started working in the yard. Which I really do love working in the yard, especially when it's a beautiful, nice, cool day. Oh, absolutely the best. But I still feel overwhelmed. I look at all the things that I need to do or the things that I want to do. And that's when I realize I've got to stop. I've got to step back. And then I've got to start prioritizing or scheduling or doing something first to make progress. So for me, the first thing is I was going to go out and I'm going to look at anything that is trash. Now, I believe in recycling. I believe in, taking care of the planet the best you can. I believe in all of that. You will not find me strapping myself to a tree, though. I'm not going to do that. I do believe that we are greater than this and that we have a loving Heavenly Father who believes in us so much more than we believe in ourselves. But with that said, He's given us this earth to take care of, to till and to take care of it and to help it prosper as much as we do. So I'm always looking for opportunities where I can do that. Like I said, recycling, I take cardboard and I put it back into my garden and I cover it up, and within 6 months a lot of times it's almost already gone. It's just amazing how complex and how magnificent this world is. And so through this process, I realized I've got to stop and recognize really to focus on one thing. And even if it starts to cross over, I got to still stop and say, okay, now is this really necessary to complete this project? If it is, then I need to take a step back again, and I need to look at what needs to happen. I need to analyze and break down the steps and say, okay, if this is the end goal, then this, and this has to happen. Break it down into chunks, into pieces, manageable pieces, manageable chunks. Then those chunks become larger chunks that have been accomplished. And that's how you deal with overwhelm. If you allow overwhelm to shut you down, it will look like my yard. It shuts you down, and you can't allow it. And a lot of times we'll start down a path, like me doing these videos and wanting to help you. A lot of times we start down these paths and things come up that it's just like, oh, this is just one more thing that's on my plate now. It's okay to also say no. I actually just listened to a podcast from James Wedmore, who I think is a fantastic mentor and business mind. And he says, say no. One of the greatest gifts for success is to be able to say no. A lot of times, because we're busy, we are always asked to do things that nobody else is doing because they know it will get done. You have to look at your life. You have to take that step back and say, is this okay with my life? If I do this, is it going to benefit me, or is it really going to benefit somebody else so much more so that it's going to bring me joy? And if it's not, say no. Now, I belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It's a fantastic group, as well as a religion that I personally believe. It's a lot about family. It's a lot about taking care of other people. It's a lot about giving back. And so, as part of the stewardship that we have as members of the Church of Jesus Christ, is to go and to visit people once a month and to see how they're doing and make sure that they're okay and to help in any way you can. And even that can be overwhelming. But that is something that I say, you know what? I can set aside my overwhelm a little bit to help somebody else. And once I help them, I feel so much better that it just gives me that boost to be able to handle my own things. Part of this is also giving back financially through a tithe, is to give back some of the money that I have been blessed with, because I believe, okay, if Heavenly Father is going to give me $100 and all He wants is $10, if you look at it from an investment wise, I'll do that deal any day. Anybody out there that wants to give me $100 to give you 10, I'll do it all day long. And that's how I view tithing. Is it's such a blessing. It is a way of humbling myself to stay approachable and to be able to stay connected to a higher power, to something much greater than myself. And through that connectivity, I'm able to also handle that overwhelm that comes. I'm able to handle the things that come my way. I'm able to truly trust in life happens for you, not to you. And I am so grateful for that. And I'm grateful that I have this opportunity to share that with you. Because we all experience overwhelm. There's not one person out there that does not experience overwhelm. But it's how you handle that overwhelm is what's crucial. Thank you for listening. Thank you for just giving me some of your time. I feel honored to be able to be a voice and to help other people. I've received feedback, and I continuously receive feedback of how it's helping you. And it just keeps me motivated. I am grateful for the talents and the skills that I have been blessed with. and to be able to share those with you. Thank you. Hope you have a wonderful week. Look at your life. Look at where things are getting overwhelming. Step back. Break those into small pieces and then into little chunks, and then you'll soon see that the overwhelm dissipates. Have a great day. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.